I want to welcome you, ladies and gentlemen. I want to say welcome once again to this special episode of the Africa-SE Village Show. We go on air every fortnight, and 2 weeks ago, the global civility leader, His Excellency Rivers, had gave us. I don't know. I'm trying to see how to put this, but I wanted to understand that 2 weeks back, Sir Rivers came into the show, the African Civility Show, and was able to inaugurate the 15th of September as the Africa Civility Day to be celebrated every year forever in the annals of the global civility movement and the world at large. The sole purpose of this platform is to bring together hundreds of thoughtful and global leaders, influencers, humanitarians, and doers from around the world who share a common interest in practical solutions for sustainable development of Africa through civility, changeology, and Sophia and genealogy. So this show expects to reshape the way the world thinks about and looks at Africa and rebuild her confidence in herself so she becomes the oasis of the world. And I want to express my sincere gratitude to His Excellency Rivers for his unwavering mentorship. I'm just grateful and thankful to God for bringing this man at the right time into my life. And on the same note, I want to appreciate Professor Michelle for building me up in the academia. I'm forever grateful for the time she took to build me up as far as academics is concerned. Now, let me just introduce you this wonderful man, Sir Rivers, and I'm going to have him introduce our other special guests for tonight. We have Miss Sonia on the show, but also expecting Dr. Raymond to also join us anytime. And Dr. Rivers is a man that wears so many hats. I think the first which I love the most, he's my mentor. And apart from being my mentor, he's the global voice for the voiceless. He was the ambassador at large for the Republic of Burundi. He's a five-time best-selling author. He's the head of the global civility movement. Dr. Rivers, with humility, I want to welcome you to this show, and I'm going to kindly ask you to greet our beloved audience. Over to you, Sir Rivers.
Man, thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Mateus Mutola is our Africa Civility Educator of the Year 2020. This man is he's one of the brilliant brains on the continent of Africa. And Mateus, I want to thank you for everything you're doing as an educator, as a professor, a young professor. And you know that is so important that we see our young people achieving, and you're a phenomenal example of excellence. And audience in Africa and around the world, I'm honored to be here.
Thank you so much, Professor, for those kind words. And I'm going to ask you, please, to introduce our special guest, who is now with us, Sonia. Please, Dr. Rivers.
Yes, we have Soyam Shaw. I call her the Mother Teresa of business and humanity. She's Mother Teresa at a junior level. This woman is impacting the world through business and also care for humanity. I've traveled the world. I've been to over 80 nations, and I have not found a woman like her. And I'm not just saying that on this stage. I call her the Mother Teresa of economy and humanitarian. She is one of the great world leaders in the making. And see, what I love about her the most, and I put her parents, Dr. Manoj Shaw and her mother Jana, they're two of the finest people you'll ever meet in this world. And man, she makes stuff happen. Some people talk about it. She makes it happen. So Soyam Shaw, we're honored to have you with us today.
Thank you so much, Dr. Rivers, for the honors of introducing Sonia Shaw, the Mother Teresa of the economics and humanitarian. I want to say welcome you on the show. And please, Sonia, would you please greet our audience?
Yes, good evening, good morning. And I'm pleased to be here with you tonight.
Very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I understand now Dr. Raymond is now on the show. And I want to ask you, Dr. Rivers, again to please introduce to our audience Dr. Raymond.
I believe Raymond Harlaw could be the Secretary General of the UN one day. This is a young man that's so vibrant, full of life. And you know what? He's an entrepreneur, but he's a humanitarian. Man, I watch the work this man does. Brilliant, brilliant leader. And what I'm excited is these are young people that are leading the way. I mean, there comes a time where the old guard needs to know when it's time to back off the stage. So I'm backing off the front stage. Man, we have guys like Mateus, Mutola, Soyam Shaw, and Raymond Harlaw. How dare, man, guys, I can't stay on the stage when we have people like you. Raymond Harlaw is one of the best people I know in this world. Raymond, welcome to the show today.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Rivers. It's an honor to be on.
Thank you. Over to you, Mateus.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Rivers, for introducing Sonia and also Dr. Raymond. And we're going to delve into our discussion today, tonight. But before we just go into that, I just want to bring some thoughts of introduction to our theme. We are talking about kindness and respect for Africa. We know that Africa is, without any shadow of doubt, the richest continent on earth. But I believe that because of slavery and colonization through politics and religion, Africa, these two arms, slavery and colonization that made use of politics and religion, did produce a subconscious belief that Africans are destined to suffering by the Creator or God in this case. But in the sense that the Creator created Africans inferior than to other races, hence doomed to be slaves, tails, and beggars in the world. And to make matters worse, I just love to talk about this because it did contribute a lot to build or to the development of the mindset that most Africans have today. There was this man called William Leach. He was a former slave owner. He produced a philosophy that taught Africans to hate and be hostile towards one another. As a result, Africans are viewed as people with massive physical strength, but no
Professor, your audio.
kindness towards Africa. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, now your audio went out for a minute, but it's okay. It's better now.
Thank you. It went on. Thank you. But then, however, we know that charity begins at home. That's a saying which is very interesting. And I believe that through this, when we say that charity begins at home, I mean to say that it will take Africans to begin to delve in themselves and see the goodness that God has deposited in themselves as individual, but also as the continent, the riches of Africa. And it will take us as Africans to begin to introduce and practice respect and kindness towards one another. So I want to bring this to you, my dear panelists, to today. How can Africans restore the respect and the dignity that she deserves as the oasis of the world? And then maybe going to ask you as well to help us understand that when you talk about kindness, what is it in effect? When you talk about respect, what is it in effect? So please, I'm going to ask you to help us understand how can Africans restore the respect and the dignity that she deserves. But then when you talk about respect and kindness, what are we saying in simple layman terms? What is respect? What is kindness? And then how can Africa and Africans restore the respect and the dignity that they deserve? Over to you, my dear panelists.
Was that me? He cut out for a sec. Can you hear me now?
I do hear you, sir.
Yeah. Who do you turn it over to?
Hello?
Did you turn it over to me?
Yes.
Yes.
We can start with you, but then we can go to the other panelists.
Yeah. Let's go to Soyam. I want her to bring her narrative to this debate right now, this discussion.
Wonderful.
Soyam, over to you.
Yes. So once again, I would like to say, wish everyone a good afternoon, a good evening, and a good morning from wherever in the world you're all watching. And I would like to start by thanking my mentor, Sir Clyde Rivers, and Professor Mateus Mutola for inviting me to speak on this platform today to share my views on respect and kindness in Africa. It is always a great honor to be present around Sir Clyde Rivers, who I always admire and look up to in everything I do. As Sir Clyde Rivers mentioned, I am Swim Shah and I hail from the beautiful city of Nairobi in Kenya. Over the years, I have been able to grow up and feel the effects of what many African countries and our people go through. Africa faces many challenges, and over the years, our civility has proven to be stronger than ever. As we move on to the coming years, Africa is here to make a change for the better and conquer many challenges we may face. As mentioned, Africa faces many challenges. However, today I would like to highlight one particular topic, which is the challenges African women face on gender bias and the feminization of poverty. Women are often more than just breadwinners for these urban poor families. They find themselves playing an indispensable role in running their own households, holding their families together, raising children besides their work roles outside their home. I ask our viewers today to just think about what a woman's life living in an informal settlement and what challenges would they face. Life in a slum is by no means easy. They live in overcrowded shacks and buildings which are mostly illegal settlements and consequently lacking basic infrastructure services like water, sanitation, and health facilities. They lack of basic services, affecting women disproportionately because they spend most of their unpaid work hours attending to caregiving roles at home. Life in the slums is often far too dangerous for women. Women mostly are the head of the household. Women must go out to work and manage everything on their own. They are faced with crime in these neighborhoods, which are mostly sexual rather than money motivated.
Hello, Dr. Sonia. Hello.
Yeah, I think Mateus, she's frozen. She'll come back on. But Mateus, her conversation is really interesting, isn't it?
Sorry,
Yeah, because she's just being
okay.
painted the real picture of Africa.
Go ahead, so you can finish.
Picture's back.
Life in the slums is often dangerous for women. Women are mostly head of the households. Women must go out to work and manage everything on their own. They're faced with crime in these neighborhoods, which are sexual rather than money motivated. Women also suffer from security threats when they travel to and from their work in public transport. Some even have to walk to and from their work daily, as they cannot even afford to pay for transport means. The more visible these women are in their roles outside their homes, the more they are vulnerable targets to various kinds of assaults. In Africa, we still face a class system, and therefore women in the slums are blatantly disregarded. However, it is really sad that these women who form a significant part of the informal and formal economy are often forgotten. In their habitats, both female and male slum dwellers face issues of pests, diseases, and unsafe homes. They face leaks, inadequate drainage facilities, insects, and rodents. These are major diseases and the constant threat of losing the shacks to major weather disturbances. Africa has the most countries with the highest prevalence of female genital mutilation, adolescent pregnancy, maternal mortality, and HIV and AIDS. The burden of diseases due to sexual and reproductive health rights, especially sexual and gender-based violence, are more prevalent in urban slums compared to the general population. Life for women in the slum is filled with implied insecurities, which is a major issue for them to be able to provide their basic needs, such as food. They are not only uneducated most of the time, but they are also ill-prepared to tackle such insecurities through a proper channel. Time poverty is related to the number of working hours a person does each week, including contracted hours at work, and hours spent working at home in unpaid caregiving roles and activities. For this reason, this dimension is heavily gender biased towards women, especially in Kenya. While these possibilities exist, the reality is that women and girls in urban informal settlements are more vulnerable. Sir Clyde Rivers asked a question to us. Ask your heart the golden question. If the shoe were on the other foot, would you be okay with the same treatment? Well, before you answer that question, can you imagine what they faced during the COVID-19 pandemic? We have all gone through a difficult time in the past 6 months during the COVID-19 pandemic. So what happened to these women during the COVID-19 pandemic? Most women in the slums work. However, most of their jobs are low paid, temporary, strenuous, and unequal. The average pay is $1 a day, categorizing them to known as working poor. Most of these women are domestic workers who can't render services remotely like we can, thereby losing income that enables them to feed their families. For example, in Kenya, within the first month of the pandemic, 39% of domestic workers had been fired without payment.
Wow.
And in many parts of Africa, millions of women, casual workers, and their families have been stuck in cities without income or food. Now, the WHO set COVID guidelines, which entailed staying at home, washing your hands, maintaining good hygiene, and practicing social distance. However, 1.2 billion urban dwellers globally globally lack access to hygiene and hand washing facilities. And 2.2 billion urban slum dwellers lack access to safely managed sanitation facilities. In the Kibera slum,
Jesus.
residents have one latrine, which is a communal toilet, for 50 to 150 people. With limited access
Oh my.
to safe water in informal settlements, women and girls fetch for water in 80% of the households. They go to crowded community pumps or unprotected water bodies, care for the sick, take young children to the latrines, and walk long distances in search for firewood. You can only imagine how they survive with such poor hygiene facilities and all the trouble they go into. In summary, pre-COVID, women in the slums already faced a difficult time fending for their families and themselves. During COVID-19, the hardships they faced, no jobs, no money, no food, no sanitization, and limited access to healthcare facilities. You can only imagine how they were surviving. Well, there is hope. There are choices, and there are solutions. Sir Clyde Rivers once told me, and I still remember, give civility a chance to solve our problems. I have a solution. This leads me to speak about the way ahead. One of the many solutions we used to empower and bring civility to these women was by initiating a very unique microfinance program in the largest African slum, the Kibera slum, which is in Nairobi, Kenya. This program was championed by the Lions Club of Kenya and the ASA, which is a renowned microfinance social enterprise. Lions Club partnered with ASA because they have specialized in financing in low income categories and provide the lowest interest rates. Women are also the key focus, as it has been established that they support more households and have over 98% repayment rates. The beneficiaries are taken through a training program that challenges the viability of their business ideas and prepares them to manage their small loans between $200 to $500 to become their own entrepreneurs. After a period of 2.5 months of training, site visits, due diligence, and group meetings, the loans are dispersed to the vetted beneficiary on the 3rd month. The key role of the Lions Club was to fundraise to meet the program, whilst ASA, who's the technical partner, ensures timely reimbursements and payments. It was overviewed by us in the Lions Microfinance Committee and achieved through the receipts and review of the report from ASA on a monthly basis and a quarterly progress updates on other M&E mechanisms. I would like to share with you the success of this program. What we have seen in the past 12 months since we implemented this program is that women who have participated actively have tremendously benefited. The quality of their lives have improved, and many of them have managed sustainable future models. Many of the ladies are now able to run their households effectively, send their children to school, better health management of their families, and improved their living standards. More than 400 women have been empowered from this program. Many of these women entrepreneurs have been entailed in tailoring, jewelry making, selling artificial African hair, vegetable shops, making shoes and slippers, just to name a few. The struggles of these women in the urban areas include shifting roles, transitional lifestyle requirements, and the overwhelming sense of insecurity, which are products of gender insensitive urban policies overall. However, through awareness, kindness, and respect, there are solutions to help these women. There are solutions to help others. Once again, I leave you with this powerful quote by Sir Clyde Rivers himself. We are building a day, we're building for a day where we can see color. And it doesn't matter because the human being is priceless. Civility for all, and thank you for listening to me.
My God.
Wow, that was so profound. That's so profound. Wow.
Wow. That was
Dr.
an
Rivers.
excellent presentation. My goodness. Oh man, and I love the fact that you're moving. Man, Soyam, Shaw, that was a phenomenal presentation. Thank you so very much. Mateus.
And it was so powerful also to not only to see the challenge which have been faced by the women over there and I think the rest of Africa, but I love the solution. There's the practical steps which have been taken to introduce civility, to help the people awaken to the greatness in themselves and begin to take steps to begin to build their lives. So that was very profound. Thank you so much, Sonia Shaw. And I'm going to have pass the microphone to Dr. Raymond. Dr. Raymond, over to you right now.
Thank you, Professor Mateus. Thank you, Sir Clyde Rivers, and Dr. Sonia. What an amazing presentation. I enjoy it very much, and I'm with you, and I love how you paid particular focus and interest towards gender equality and focusing more on the women that are living in deplorable condition and empowering them through microfinancing. That is phenomenal. My initiative is called I Empower Entrepreneur, and we have myself and Dr. Rivers has coined that out so that we can work with entrepreneurs across the globe, particularly in agriculture is what I'm focusing on for food security. And as you can see, in times of COVID, in times of crisis, food is important. We need the basic necessity of life: food, shelter, clothing, and health. Our health is actually priceless. If we don't have life, we don't have good health, nothing else matters. Also, we can't take away from the fact that wealth is important. The ability to earn, the ability to create income, the ability to sustain yourself and your family financially is also important. And as we focus on the continent of Africa, there is a very wide gap in poverty as compared to many other countries. And this is a major problem because it's very prevalent in many of the 50 odd countries that makes up Africa, and you don't see this in many other parts of the world. Maybe several countries might be in poverty and others might be mid to wealthy countries, but Africa does have this problem. And Professor Mateus was also laying out the past history of how the continent may have gotten there. But at this point, I think we need to take responsibility and look at the past for education, but not blame and not finding reasons why we should be victim. And I'm speaking to you today as the representative to Kenya Peace Society to the United Nations. I'm speaking to you today as the founder of I Empower Entrepreneur. I'm speaking to you today as the founder of Local Experts Group. And what I do is I go into communities, no matter where it is. I'm doing this in South America, in the Caribbean, in Africa, in India, and looking at the natural resources, both in talent, human resource, and in assets. It could be natural resource, it could be the environment, it could be the trees, above ground, underground, and seeing how I can work with entrepreneurs to empower them to say, hey, our climate is different from North America. What can we do to, what product do we have that we can position ourselves and form a cooperation, package the product and market it so we can bring outside revenue into the local communities. And I have a few points here, and my points are relating directly to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, which was implemented in 2015 by a joint agreement between all of the United countries within the United Nations, and it's a goal that must and should be achieved by 2030, Agenda 2030. We're 5 or 6 years in, and most of this has not been implemented yet. But given COVID, as we go through COVID, this is just one airborne droplet virus that hit us. What would happen? And they're saying a vaccine could make it better, distancing could make it better. But what would happen as climate change becomes worse and worse and worse, and our quality of air that we breathe is no longer feasible? It's no longer good for us to breathe. What's going to happen to mankind then? That's going to be a global crisis that's going to be irreversible if we don't start taking it seriously, if we don't do little things as we aim to better our future economically and health in present day. We can do little things differently to make sure our future and the time our children's future is secure. And I'll cover a few steps and relate it to one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. As I said, health is priceless, and wealth means health and wealth. In one of the books I wrote, it's called The Handbook to Holistic Health. I brought the analogy that health is wealth and wealth is health. You need both, are interdependent for survival on Earth, to be realistic. And my mission, and working with I Change Nations, Sir Clyde Rivers, and this panel and other ambassadors across the globe, is to be civil to humanity, to reduce inequality, as Dr. Sonia was just speaking about. And health is wealth, and good health and well-being is actually number 3 on the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goal. And so that's directly related to what the entire governing body and the representative to the United Nations are going towards. Now, the mission is to be civil to humanity, to reduce inequality, and we all have to do that. I believe it's our being a human, that's our responsibility, because it wasn't my choice where I was born, and it wasn't your choice where you were born, but we were born somewhere. And so you become a citizen to that nation. In some countries you're not allowed to leave, or it's hard to get to a better country or a better area. So reducing inequality wherever you are, that's United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goal number 10. And my goal, my personal goal, my vision, my mission, my ambition is actually to contribute, be a major contributing factor to the end of poverty, which is United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 1. And the way I'm going forward with this, and the way I believe this can be achieved, is not by myself, is not by continuously sponsor one or two child by sending money every month to them or their village or their family, because that's like basically giving someone a fish when you can actually teach them to fish. And that's the perspective, that's the path I'm taking, is to position myself and with the right, for the right organizations, the right government, the right community leaders, so that we can implement new policies that will help the entire community, just by, and some of it is just by giving the right information at the right time, that can make uh, a major can be a major benefit to that community. And that's the that's United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 17, which is called public private partnership. So almost there's nothing that we all should and can do alone, but it's important that we're able to collaborate, as we're collaborating on this platform. I'm in New York City, USA right now, and we're able to reach the globe from this platform. Then working with multilateral partners to empower entrepreneur to create decent work and economic growth. That is how, after I find the right multilateral partners like Sir Clyde Rivers, like Dr. Sonia, like Professor Mateus. Now, what we have to do is work together to create economic growth and and decent work for all, no matter where they live. As Dr. Sonia is saying, people are working for $1, and they weren't even paid that dollar. So this is the major problem that we have to work to fix, and that's SDG number 8, which is decent work and economic growth. Now, as we do these things, as we do all of these little things, creating entrepreneur is my major priority, because if there's no money, people cannot have good health, good well-being, the opportunity to grow in all new and existing business. When I work with entrepreneurs, when I advise, when I partner, when I fund deals, it has to be the business plan, or the existing business has to implement something and show, hey, we're meeting this SDG or this sustainable development goal or this one. But I require that they all, you can have one of the any of the 17, but the most important one right now is climate action. And as you can see on this pin, I want to thank Sir Clyde Rivers for establishing the Dr. Raymond Harlow Entrepreneur Award. And it's about, the color you can see is green. So the initiative is, we're looking for existing entrepreneurs and new entrepreneurs that are willing to work with us and implement green initiatives all across the globe, wherever they are, so we can create a better way of life for them, their community, their region, their country, and the world at large. As we add to climate, we bring positive we contribute positively to the climate action, which I believe is going to be a catastrophe of all times if we do not act now and do whatever we can to make it better.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
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 Good man.
That,
Go ahead, Dr. Mateus. You go, and then I'll go. You go.
well, that's amazing. I just love the way you made your presentation, and you brought practical solutions that, if you take them steps into consideration, we are definitely going to have not just a better Africa, but a better world at large. So thank you so much for that, Dr. Raymond.
Man, Dr. Mateus, what I want to do with these two, do you see how let's just talk candidly. We
Mm,
have to reframe the actual narrative of how to help the world. And we need to have your voices need to be heard more. I would love to establish a a summit like a G12, but I would like to have it with the young people of the world.
mm,
Future leaders summit, and let's talk about the issues like Soyam. That actual presentation she gave in a 10-minute period, she walked the history of Africa in most countries. What is a living reality? She walked it, she explained it, but she had a solution. Raymond came, and then he talked about the development goals, and he talked about climate issues. Those issues are major issues around the world, and people are putting their head in the sand. And I'm going, no, you can't do that, or there'll be a bigger problem later. And so what I want to do, I want to talk about how do we get this out more? How do we bring this into to different media platforms,
mm.
different to where at some point we have to connect in to where people know that we're not an actual fragmented group, but we're united. So I would love for you guys to help think about what kind of a form that we could use to speak to the whole world. What if I'm just rambling right now, but I'm getting somewhere. What if we started a civility, how to solve the world problems through civility, a forum like that? What do you got, Soyan? What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's an extremely brilliant idea. And prior to this, you had also spoken about how screen time is viewed a lot more these days, and and an average person spends up to 10 to 12 hours on screen time, be it on your phone or even on your gadgets. So the creating content and showing people what impact it makes, rather than just posting things and showing them what is being done about it, makes all the difference. Everyone can sit and watch news. Everyone can sit and watch YouTube. Everyone can sit and watch us talking, but a forum where all of us can get together. Dr. Harlell can, showcase some of the things he's done, the impacts he's made, the differences he's made. A lot of us other youth civility leaders could share our same experiences. And the goal is to put our heads together, our hands together, and create some valuable content that we can showcase to each and every one of us to make a bigger difference and enroll more people and more youth into these programs, where now we can actually give them a chance, give them a challenge, and tell them to make it sustainable, create harmony, ensure and teach them what kindness is, respect, and also just give them the same message that, we're all here together to work together to make a better future. These are some of my views. I totally endorse this. And I think it would be a fantastic idea.
Hey, thank you, Soyan. What about you, Dr. Hala?
Sir Clive Rivers, it's an amazing idea, and you have been building the foundation for this for the past 15, 20 years as you worked around the globe. So being able to plug in and give us the younger generation to kind of lead the way and have our voices heard and bring solution, kind of bridging the gap of the older and the new generation, because my parents are now retiring, and I have a young child and another one on the way. So it gives us that halfway point to kind of see what has happened and what's going to happen, to prepare for ourselves, for our family, and being able to represent different geographic location, as I won't know what Dr. Sonia know right now on the ground, or Professor Mateus know on the ground, and they will not know what I know on the ground where I'm at. So this is so powerful to have real time information, with real solution to global problems.
Professor Matias, you take us away, my friend. Go. What are your thoughts?
Well, sir, I just love the idea of having a Future Leaders Summit, because you have planted the seed for, like Dr. Aaron was saying, for the past 15, 20 years. And one thing which I love about the people you are bringing to, you are mentoring, is that God has allowed us to catch the spirit that God has put in you. And I really believe that though we're working different points from around the globe, we have at some point to converge and come together. So, like we're saying, that people won't just look at us and see as fragmented ideas or fragmented movement, but that we are one. We are just working at different spheres, different arenas in the world, but we are all one. Whatever narrative that God has given us, we are taking to the world. We are pushing it with civility. And I believe that eventually that's going to help us build better people as well, and as well as a better world to live in. Because, like, I believe that COVID-19 has proved many people wrong. The people that thought the world at large thought that they had the reins of the world in their hands. They thought they had the solution, that their knowledge was working and changing the world. But COVID-19 has proved so many of them wrong. And then that shows to them that the knowledge they had was absolute, or is absolute. And then now they're looking for real solutions for the real challenges of the world. I love the scripture that Peter talks about present truth. So I think this is what the world's looking for now. Not just truth, but truth that works in a given setting, a given situation, a given generation, in a given moment. And I believe that civility is just the key for now.
Wow. Let me tell you what the idea is, guys. I love this. You guys know how I think.
Go ahead.
To where Africa youth speak to the world. And the one thing I want to do, I don't want to call it future leaders, youth leaders now. Youth
I love
leaders
that.
now, a civility summit, and then have African youth from when as I say youth, young people that are doing it, to have that group of people speak to the world, and we do it to where the voice of Africa is an equitable player in the game. We're not bringing everybody and leaving Africa out. So now Africa is the conversation for speaking to the world. Now that'll change the narrative. We're not speaking about Africa. We're speaking about the issues of the world, and Africa is a player at the table. What are your thoughts?
That's powerful.
Wow. Go ahead, Dr. Raymond. Go ahead. It's just phenomenal.
That's powerful, Dr. Rivers. And there's a G7 and the Security Council, and Africa is not even represented there as an entire unit. Sometimes they get a temporary position, and I hear many of the prime ministers and the president of Africa are saying, "Hey, we need reform. We need our voices to be heard," and it's kind of like the old system. There's nothing that's stopping us from having our voices heard now, and I want to honor you for initiating this new platform where it is from Africa to the world, and so that is powerful.
Thank you.
Africa can show its human currency. And people, we look at Africa in the movies, and it looks like a jungle and a safari. But when I went to Kenya, I could not believe. I thought I was in an American city, and so people need to be able to see that, to know that Africa has the solution for Africa, number one, and Africa can contribute to the solution throughout the globe.
Wow. That's really good. That's really good. Soyam.
Oh, wow, I also echo the sentiments of Dr. Raymond, but I furthermore think and acknowledge how you've just mentioned that why should youth wait for tomorrow? And why should we wait to be future leaders when we can be youth leaders right now? What is stopping us? And I really endorse us to be all heard together on a joint platform. And I have also been very privileged to travel around the world to work with many more youths in their own habitats, in their parts of the world, and also seen some of the challenges that they've gone through. And sometimes you always hear and learn best practices from one another and from each other. So I think it's I believe and I know that first of all I just love your thoughts and I love how you love to encourage us youth, and I definitely endorse what Dr. Raymond and what you said and how we should all join forces and create one platform from America to India to Barbados to anywhere in the world. You know, at the end of it, we are one.
This is good, man. Dr. Mateus, let me kind of. I'm gonna set an actual date for this. You know me. I'm
Yes,
gonna
go
set
ahead.
a date,
Call to
and
action.
what I want to do, Soyam, I want to do it. I want to do it in like Nairobi, Kenya. I want to do it physically there, and
Yes.
what I want to do, I want this to go away where like people have a chance to build partnerships right there. I don't want it just to be talking. I wanted to have maybe a 2 to 3 day event where our people we actually go away to a place and we have a phenomenal summit. And day one we talk. Day two is a day of strategy, and day three is a day of coming and actually letting the world know what we created.
It's powerful.
I think that's fantastic, and I would love to. Oh, I would love to host you and support you, and I would love to have all of you here. And also, Dr. Raymond, you do know we have our UN headquarters here, so we can always take you there,
Yes.
and we can also work with them too. And you're more than welcome to all come.
Okay, guys.
Amazing.
Let's put down the let's go the tentatively the actual third week in March. Let's put on the calendar third week in March, and you see what I want to do. What I want to do. We our conferences have to change. They're talk 72 hours of inspiration and then done. I want to be able to put together action plans and say, hey guys, next country we're targeting is right here and we'll be there in June. Next country we're doing this, we'll be there in this month. And we go and we start to walk these things. That can't be our dear friend Juma and Dr. West. Thank you guys for like being a part of this. But what I want to create as well, I would like to also establish an actual education piece behind everything we do so that we can track the victory and leave the information with the next generation.
Wow.
Talk to me, Professor Mateus. What are your thoughts?
Wow. I'm just mesmerized because in fact, let me just know. I'm taking notes as you're speaking, right? I've registered right on my calendar here. I'm talking about the summit, Youth Leaders Summit now. Day one, we're gonna hold this in Nairobi. Day one, we are talking. Day two, establishing some strategies, and then day three, we are letting the world know what we have created. This is amazing. Because as we're talking, I was just thinking, man, we need action. We need to do something now because it will take Africa and Africans to solve Africans' problems or challenges. Whoever comes from whichever point of the world joins us, they have to come to help, not like to dominate, like you just said in your introduction in your first speech. So I'm just excited. Let's just do it. This is just amazing. Let's
see,
do
watch
it.
this, and this is what we do. It'll be the actual Youth Now post-COVID summit. So hear this. Even if it's still going on, we want solutions for what the new world looks like.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if we can bring a youth climate civility summit to the UN in Geneva. I'll work on that so that we can have young people speaking to this stuff at the UN in Geneva. I'll work on that. And actually what it is, we'll have you guys put together a youth leadership network. We can nominate people. We can educate people to the concepts, and then I think we ought to do 2 to 3 of these in different places every year, to where the voice is heard and we grow the narrative. And youth now, not future youth now is a thing I think that could push this big time.
Mesmerized, and very, very excited.
Wow.
And we'll do this here, and I'll tell you, we'll do this because what I think we have to do, really, we have to change it from humanitarian to economy. We have to. So I really believe our solutions need to be to help people with business, to help people learn another mindset, and not the mindset. So what it is this: we will create a new narrative of youth leaders now, Africa. And what happens is, see, Africa is the continent that really hasn't had a place at the table. So how we do it, we bring the whole world together, but yet we actually focus on the African voice, letting the African voice be a strong voice heard at the table.
Wow. Amazing.
Guys, I'm on this. You guys know I'm on this. I'm on this, and I'm working with some American universities and some colleges. And then what I'll do eventually is I would love to bring this kind of a forum to those campuses. So we can sit down and say, hey, let young people talk about the actual future that they're building. So I'm excited. This will be huge. I will have my actual publicist. He'll put this all over, and let's go big. Let's go big. Let's stop playing it safe. Let's go big, and let's have, at the end of the day, real action steps, not talk, real action steps.
Wow. So
Yeah,
this is
yes, sir.
phenomenal.
I'm with you 100%.
Perfect. So let's go a step further. In 2 weeks, us four will have a meeting. In 2 weeks.
Right?
In 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, let's meet. I'll think about how to do it. Dr. Ruben West, good. I'll have you be a part of this with us. And actually, what it is, guys, is we're building a stage for you. I'm going to introduce it, and I'm backing away, and you guys will build it. You'll take it. I'll make sure we get to the right leaders. But the most important thing we have to have in this, we have to create content that will go into people's smartphones and their social media. Our content needs to be the most relevant content, that so that we have a relevant voice with the young people all over the world. Youth leaders now.
Youth leaders now. I love it,
100% with
Dr.
you.
Rose.
That is the way forward.
That's and I'm telling you, man, I'm excited. You guys know me. Within a couple of weeks, we'll have an actual banner made talking about it, so we can move it. And actually, what it is, Juma, that's good. What we have to do, in my opinion, and please, people, give me yours as we're talking. We have to change it from a donor to everyone's the owner. The donor to everyone's the owner. We all own the planet, not the donor. We're all the owner.
Donor to owner. Love that, Sir Clyde.
Go ahead, guys. Go ahead, Mateus. Take it, my friend.
I just love what you just said. You're talking about the change from humanitarian to economy, because when you mentioned those words, you said that, it just came to my mind what's been happening all along in Africa in particular, because we've been taught to depend. We've been taught to stretch forth our hands, expecting always to receive, and we were never taught to give. That's number one. Number two, we were never taught to produce for ourselves. Even in our educational system in Africa, maybe Mozambique in particular, we are trained for 16 years, so 12 years, you do a high school, then 4 years at university, your first degree, but all along you are trained and are prepared to work for someone else. You are prepared to be as a servant or an employer. You are never taught to own, to become an owner. You're never taught to produce for yourself in the first place. You're always taught to produce for someone else. So this concept from humanitarian to economics, it's just powerful. It's just what we're needing, I believe, in most African countries, if not in the whole of Africa. And when you talk about the change from donor to owner, this is perfect. It's just powerful. I think it goes hand in hand with what Dr. Raymond was talking about, entrepreneurship. That teaches us to own things for ourselves, to build things and own them, because I think that the concept we're presenting now will help. Will bring in an acceleration as we're talking about mind shift, mind change, mindset changing. We're gonna change our minds from belief system as well, from receiving into givers, from just expecting someone to come and do for me, and as in turn I work for the person alone. I produce for someone else. It's gonna help me build the owner consciousness, that also I can own something. I can produce something for myself, and this is what we need right now in Africa. And then as we're gonna have Africa speaking to the world about herself again, this something superb. It's just amazing. I'm into it.
Okay, so sorry. Any final comments?
Yeah, so I just want to read out this quote that I mentioned earlier for any viewers, which is along the lines to what is just being discussed now. And Sir Clyde Rivers said, "We are building for a day where we can see color, and it doesn't matter, the human being is priceless." So I think that is a very, very powerful statement. And along the lines of what Dr. Raymond is saying and what Mateus is saying is something which was mentioned about entrepreneurship. I had also mentioned that everyone needs an entrepreneurship, and this creates a sense of belonging. So donor to an owner is all created with a sense of belonging. And I think this is what we need to preach, and we need to get our followers to understand, and people around us and all the other youth, that, you know what, it starts with you. There is a place for you, and we have to create from a donor to an owner. And I definitely endorse this idea, and I definitely think this is the way to go forward. Again, in Africa, we have thousands of challenges, but we have even more solutions. And together, definitely, we will create donor to owners, and we will create a sense of belonging to everyone. Everyone needs their place. They need to be loved.
Yes.
Man, Dr. Halal, any closing remarks?
Yes, sir. You inspire me. I think I'm gonna wrap on this little part here. So to go from donor to owner, we have to. We don't need the handouts, but we want to stand out.
Oh
and we're
I
gonna
love
do
that.
that.
Come on.
no handouts, stand up.
I'm
We're-
writing that
we
down.
don't need handouts and a standout, and that's
Uh,
why I empower entrepreneurs, not disempower them.
yes, sir.
Wow, wow. Professor Mateus, as the African Civility Educator of the Year, we will we'll put together a talk for us four to have, and we'll lay out the actual groundwork and the framework, because let me tell you what we have to do. We have to leave trails of success so people know how we did it. And we need to
Yes.
leave this
Yes, sir.
in all different formats, written format, audio, video formats, because hear this, you can trace success. All success leaves trails, and it moves off of laws. Laws done, things done right make success. The Bible says, give and it shall be given. That's a law. It says do good to others, it'll come back to you. So as we build this around the right laws and principles that value humanity, we are building something that will change the world. And I'm very encouraged. I love this, and let's move. This will happen. This will happen, and I'm excited. Matthias, go ahead.
Yes. To be honest, I think the show is done. To be honest.
We need drum rolls.
Yeah.
Dr. Rivers, I think the show is done. We are done for today.
Done. Wrap. Oh my
Yes.
God.
I just want to say maybe because I feel like we God has led the show. I think we are done, and I'm so excited and so happy for the way uh, the show was conducted today. I want to say thank you so much, Sir Rivers. I love to write a lot, so I've written everything we shared right here on the show today, especially on this new idea, just the boomer for us today, the Youth Leaders Now Summit. I've taken some notes, everything that we just shared, and definitely we're gonna do a follow up, because we just need to take action. We have to do something now, not tomorrow, not in the future, but we have to do something now. It will take us new steps we're gonna take to bring a change in mindset, not only of Africans but the world over. So I'm so thankful for that. Dr. Raymond, thank you so much for the time you've taken to be with us or join us today with the Simon Show. Thank you so much as well for the time you have taken to be with us. I'm excited about what happened today. I'm so excited about this new idea. We're gonna take Seville to the whole world because we have the solution. I'm so. Dr. Rivers, let's close. I'm thinking that. I feel it's done.
Let me just tell you this as we close. There's
Yep.
there's a power in what we're building. Let me explain this. No one has ever looked at how to solve the world's problems with the civility narrative. No one's ever. So, and I own the world civility stage. So this becomes the biggest youth world changing impact in the globe in one time, because we own the stage.
Powerful.
Wow. Thank you.
Amazing. Dr. Raymond, thank you once again for being with us. The Sonum Show, I also appreciate so much the time you've taken to be with us. I had so many questions, but I feel my spirit. God has led us to do the right thing supposed to do today, talk about what's supposed to talk today, and we are moving forward. We are changing the world, civility for all. Thank you so much. God bless you. See you next time. Bye-bye.